He spat it out, a small, choked sound before the full force of his cries erupted. My little boy, Leo, just 6 years old, his colorful party hat now askew on his forehead, his face crumpled in pure confusion. He was gagging, choking on the first mouthful of what he truly believed was his birthday cake, but it wasn't. It was dog food. It had been carefully frosted, decorated with sprinkles, and disguised perfectly, all thanks to my sister, Clara. She bent over, clutching her stomach, roaring with laughter. "Oh my goodness, you actually ate it. Mother, you got that on video, right? This is absolutely priceless," she shrieked. My father, Gerald, casually sipped his drink and added, "He's used to eating rubbish anyway," his words cutting sharper than any knife. Leo scrambled to me, his small body trembling, bright blue icing tears mixing on his cheeks. I wrapped him in my arms, then I met the eyes of each person in that room. And I smiled because they had no idea what was coming next. People had always described me in the same ways: too kind, too quiet, too soft-spoken, the family doormat. What they didn't understand was that those who are quiet don't often shout. We watch. We gather facts, we wait, and we plan. Growing up, my sister, Clara, was the loud one, the tornado in our lives. She was sharp, full of charm, and a master at getting people to do what she wanted. She always needed someone to feel superior to, and I was always the chosen target, the one beneath her. When I found out I was going to be a mother at 22, she had sneered, "Good luck raising a child on your own. Hope he enjoys instant noodles for dinner every night." Later, when I bravely started my small bakery business from my tiny apartment kitchen, she posted about it on her social media, saying, "Look at who thinks she's a famous chef now." Still, despite all of that, I kept inviting her to family gatherings. I kept trying to believe that, deep down, we were still family. But on that day when she deliberately fed my son dog food just for laughs, and my family joined in the cruel amusement as he choked, something inside me clicked into place. Something went very, very still and very, very sharp. Before I begin telling you my story, let me know in the comments where you're listening from. First, I gently wiped Leo's tear-stained face. I put on a new cartoon for him, and then I went into the kitchen to bake him a fresh cake. A real one. All the while, the adults in the other room continued to drink and forget what they had done. But that night, after I tucked Leo into bed, I didn't cry. Instead, I opened my computer, and I began my work. I started with Clara. She worked in the human resources department for a very fancy fashion company, a place that cared a lot about its public image. I found the company's rules of conduct online. They stated clearly, 0 tolerance for bullying, especially involving children. I downloaded the video from the party. My mother, Eleanor, had already shared her edited version of the video with her small group of online friends, but I had saved the original, raw footage from the security camera in my dining room. It clearly showed Clara holding the dog food can, scooping it out, laughing as she swapped it with the cake I had baked. And then Leo's face when he realized what he had just put in his mouth. I uploaded it without my name to a social media account I had quietly created weeks before, called Behind Sweets. Within hours, it exploded. Mothers everywhere were furious. Therapists, teachers, social media stars, everyone was talking about it. The hashtag justice for Leo started appearing everywhere. By Monday morning, Clara was put on paid leave from her job. By Wednesday, she was fired. My mother, Eleanor, was next on my list. She loved being the center of attention more than anything. She was the head of the church's charity events, the queen of motivational quotes on social media, and the star of every holiday party. So I sent the video of Leo's birthday, along with a few other past gems I had saved, to a few key women in her social circle. One clip showed her making fun of a child with special needs at a school event. Another clip showed her encouraging Clara to play a mean trick on a neighbor's child with autism. By the end of that week, the church committee suggested she step down from her role. Invitations to social events stopped arriving. So did the donations she so proudly managed. She called me, crying. People are turning against me. Why is this happening? She wailed. I simply said, perhaps, Mother, they are finally seeing you for who you truly are, and my father, Gerald, well, he had some deep secrets, it turned out he had been stealing money from his friend's building company for many years. Small amounts, hidden inside fake bills. He had once used my laptop to open an old document. I had secretly copied his entire hard drive, tracking every single money transfer linked to his bank account. Then I simply waited. I waited until his friend, Mr. Davies, called me, sounding very worried. You're good with numbers, right, Anya? Something feels wrong with the company's money. I sent him everything I had, anonymously, 2 weeks. Later, Father was hit with a huge lawsuit. And that grand house he loved to boast about. It was now under threat of being taken away. They still didn't understand who was behind it. Not yet. Not until Clara appeared at my doorstep. Her eyes were sunken, her voice shaking. I've lost everything, she whispered. No friends left, no job, someone is ruining my life. I allowed her to sit at my kitchen table, the very same spot where my son had cried on his birthday. I poured her a cup of tea. Then I pulled out a photo album and opened it to a picture of Leo from that very day. His nose was still smeared with frosting, a confused, almost smile on his face, right before he took that awful bite. I gently slid the album toward her. You did this, I said, my voice calm. Her hands began to tremble. It was just a joke, she mumbled. He doesn't sleep through the night anymore, I replied, the silence that followed heavy between us. Then I leaned closer, my voice steady and unwavering. And this, I said, pointing to the chaos of her life, this was my joke. I watched as the truth slowly hit her, that long, dreadful realization that she had messed with the wrong woman. Now, my son, Leo, has just celebrated his 7th birthday. We had a small, quiet gathering with only our closest friends. No cameras, no unwanted guests, just a beautiful triple chocolate cake with his name written in shiny gold letters. He smiled the entire day. Clara moved back in with Father's. Court dates continue to drag on and on. They live much quieter lives now, filled with shame, avoided by others, and silenced, and me. I open my bakery doors every morning at 7. By 8 o'clock, everything is usually sold out. People come for my delicious pastries, but they linger for the whispers. Did you hear what she did to the people who hurt her child? I never correct them. I let the story grow. I let it become a legend because if there's one thing they all know now, it is this. I may bake with sweetness, but I serve true justice. Life lesson. This story teaches us that true strength often lies not in loud reactions but in quiet, determined action. It shows that compassion, while powerful, should not be mistaken for weakness when pushed too far. Even the kindest hearts can find profound ways to seek justice and protect those they love, proving that consequences will always follow cruel acts.